Hey guys, really quick video today. I just wanted to unbox these two packages. I apologize for the light. See if I can make it any better. I've been at school teaching all day. These came in the mail. I just got home. And I would normally wait until it was light out, but I'm very busy tomorrow and have to get up early in the morning. And I'd like to, A, play around with these a little bit tonight, but also wear them. So I'm just going to unbox them, very short video, and then in the future I'll obviously do a full review, give you my thoughts, give you some measurements, that kind of thing. First I'm going to open the larger package. As you can imagine, it's a watch. Those of you who have ordered from Island Watch before will recognize the address. This was not a planned purchase. I know I said I was done buying really inexpensive automatic watches, but I've always been curious about this one, and I could not pass up this deal. So figured I'd bring one in, enjoy it for a while. I may end up gifting it to a friend. I have a couple of friends who are interested in watches and don't really have their own mechanical pieces yet. Or I may keep it forever, or I may sell it. I think the deal is so good that I won't lose money on it. Give me 1 second. I don't want my address to show. If you see here, you'll see that this is the second generation Orient Bambino with the hacking and hand winding movement, which are on Island Watch this week for $117, which is just an incredible price. I thought about it for about a day, and I was like, well, why not? I'm not really going to lose money on that in the long run, I don't think. There's the box, just paper, nicely packaged, not a lot of wasted space. If you own an Orient or you've seen other Orient unboxing, you'll recognize their packaging for their more inexpensive ranges of watch. I've never had an Orient Star or one of the higher end pieces, so I don't know how that changes. But this is very much how my Mako USA was packaged. Oh, I didn't do a wristwatch check. My apologies. I'm wearing my Seiko SARB 035 on a black lizard grain strap from Dassari. I have sort of undressed slightly. Still got my shirt on. I wore this kind of salmon pink shirt and a black blazer today to work, and I really liked the SARB with that combination. So here's the box. Usual Orient fare, nothing special. A good box for a watch at this price. Much nicer, I think, than the Seiko boxes for Seiko 5s and even, the other sort of inexpensive international Seikos, some of which cost quite a bit more than this. And here is the watch. Now, I've never owned any version or generation of Bambino, although I've long thought of buying one. They're a little bigger than I like, honestly, which is why I haven't owned one. But I think they're really classy looking, really well-designed, well-made watches, especially in their price point, especially now that they have a hacking hand-winding movement. My brother, quite a few years ago now, I think, actually bought my dad the Generation 1, so without the hacking and hand winding, Orient, that looks much like this, except that it has a white dial rather than a cream dial, and it has rose gold numbers and hands, but otherwise the same. My dad wears that quite a bit. He also has a very nice Christopher Ward that I think he may have lost, actually, which is horrifying. But he wears this as his work watch when he's dressed up for work. The lighting is terrible. I apologize. You can't even barely see the blued hands. And now my light is shining all over the watch. First impressions very quickly. I think that the strap is just as bad as everyone says it is. It feels very cheap, very much like the kind of strap you get when you order a watch on eBay and someone's thrown like a $3 fake leather Chinese strap onto it. I mean, this isn't fake leather, but it feels very much the same. Very cheaply made, just sort of folded over and glued. No stitching on that side. But it is what it is. Let's just see quickly. The time is wrong, but the date is right, so it has stopped at some point in the shipping. I'm not very far away from Long Island. I'm in New Jersey. I'm about 10 miles away from Manhattan right now, so I didn't have to come too far. The winding is very nice, especially for this price range. Let's see that hacking. Oh man, it's kind of a stupid thing to be so excited about, but I've never had a watch this cheap that hacks and hand winds. I have the first generation of the Mako USA, so it does not hack or hand wind. And it's, I mean, because it's a diving watch and it's more water resistant, it's a little bit more built up, so to speak. It's a lot more expensive. I mean, those are, you know, $180 to $250, I think, depending on where you buy them. Oh, I really like this. Anyway, I'm not going to blather on too much. I'll review that soon. As many of you will know, one of the real downfalls, other than size, in my opinion, of the Bambino is that it has a 21 millimeter lug width, which is very annoying because the strap on it sucks. And I think anyone who's really into watches and likes to play around with their watches is going to want to change it. I mean, it looks fine. It's not a bad looking strap, and if you're just buying it to wear to work, fine. But it's not a high quality leather strap, and there's not a lot of options out there at a good price range for 21 millimeter lugs. I mean, sure, you could get something made custom by a nice strap maker, but you're going to be paying 2 or 3 times as much as you pay for the watch. So I got this off eBay from StrapsCo. They also have a website, StrapsCo.com. Never had one of their straps. It might be horrible, it might be great. I couldn't tell you. This I got on eBay for $35 with free shipping. Let's see. It says it's a 21 millimeter. Or it said when I ordered it, I should say. This watch for me is not going to be my go-to dress watch. I don't think, despite its classic look, it's not quite as refined as something nicer like my Sarb. So I wanted a strap that I could throw on this and make it kind of a, you know, a nice sweater watch. Sort of casual wear, but well-dressed casual wear, which is why I liked the vintage cream color. This, you really can't tell in this awful light. It's a tan honey brown leather strap, and then the edges are sort of this faded blue. If you're into guitars, think about it as like a, you know, like a sunburst on a vintage guitar. You know, it's the leather color, the brown color in the middle, and there's this sort of faded, rustic-looking blue on the sides, which I thought would go nicely with the blue hands. It's pretty thin. Well, not really. It feels thin. Medium thickness. Very flexible, very soft. It doesn't feel cheap. I wouldn't say it feels as luxurious as a collar ebb, but that comes with pros and cons. The collar ebbs do stretch quite a bit that I've owned, but they feel so soft and nice to wear. Yeah, I would say first impressions, this is a perfectly fine strap for the money. I'm going to pause for a second, just quickly throw this on the watch, and come back and show you on my wrist despite the terrible light. So I'll be right back. Okay, strap quickly changed, very easy to change. Again, the light doesn't do it justice. I think it looks really nice on this strap with the cream color, the blue hands, the slight blue on the strap. And it will be a perfect, you know, sort of pseudo vintage casual dress watch, so to speak. Fits perfectly. Really happy about it. Let me put it on my wrist. You'll see in just a second, as is often the case for me, I am on the last hole in the strap. I have very small wrists. And in many cases, I'm on the last hole. My worry is that as this breaks in, I will have to punch a new hole in it, which is a little annoying, I think. But, you know, it looks nice. I think that it matches. It looks a hell of a lot better than the original strap, and it gives it a more casual look, which is what I was after. I still think that this watch would be a hell of a lot better for me personally if it was 2 or 3 millimeters smaller in diameter, but of course it's a mass-produced watch. It's how it's so inexpensive, and you want to find a size that fits as many wrists as possible. But for me, that's why it could never be more than a dressy-looking casual watch. You know, if I'm wearing a suit, if I'm really dressed up nicely, you know, I want something that's slimmer and more elegant that fits my scale better. This is fine, of course, with a sweater or, you know, even a nice V-neck t-shirt and some jeans, whatever. It looks fine. I like a little bit of a more elegant look. But it's just, on a tiny wrist like mine, it's just a little bit too big, in my opinion, to be a really, refined, elegant dress watch. Anyway, that's all for today. And I'm also still selling my vintage Delbana. I actually sold it already, and then the buyer on eBay didn't pay, so it's listed again. If any of you are interested in either that full calendar watch, and I'll put a link below, or that Delbana chronograph, the Swiss mechanical chronograph, shoot me a message or an email. Tell me a way to get in touch with you. I'd much rather sell it to someone who's going to really enjoy it, and I'd rather avoid the eBay fees anyway and strike a better deal for both of us. So let me know. Watch the reviews. If you have any questions about the watches, do get in touch. The Delbana, of course, if you want to use the chronograph, it's going to need a service. So putting that out there right away, still a really good value, I think. One of the most serviceable mechanical chronographs from the 60s. There's millions of that movement. Parts are still available. I'm blathering on. If you want to purchase either of those watches, send me an email, shoot me a message, and get in touch, and we'll see what we can do. That's it for today. Have a good one. I'll be back in a few.